we're going to give you a highly practical, step-by-step roadmap for wrangling the absolute limitless possibilities of animation and show you exactly how to structure them into a visual narrative that actually grabs people. Let's get into it.
Okay, let's dive right into this itinerary. First up, we'll look at how to blueprint your animated story. Then, we'll talk storyboarding and mapping out your shots. Number 3, we're looking at framing and camera movement. Fourth, setting the mood with audio. And finally, we'll wrap up with ethical and accessible storytelling.
All right, Section 1, Blueprint Your Animated Story. So here's the thing. At their absolute core, animation and video, they follow the exact same fundamental story structures that you'd find in a good book. But animation gives you this immense, almost overwhelming creative freedom, right? I mean, you literally aren't bound by the physics of the real world, but with all that freedom comes a pretty unique challenge. So ask yourself this: how do you actually show a character's internal anxiety without relying on some narrator just telling the audience or having the character say it out loud? Well, unlike live action, you have the unique power to use some really bold metaphors.
The answer? You make it a literal dark cloud following them around. It's brilliant. Because you can visualize quite literally anything, visual metaphors become your primary language. But, and this is a big but, to prevent your audience from getting totally lost in all that wild imagination, you desperately need a structure. You've got to plan it out.
And if you're stepping into this kind of visual storytelling for the first time, this 4-step pipeline right here is going to be your absolute best friend. Step 1, you outline those broad story beats, your basic plots. Step 2, you do a scene breakdown, so figuring out exactly what happens in each scene and, crucially, why it happens. Step 3 is your visual plan, which is your storyboard. And finally, Step 4, mapping out the audiovisual details, things like sound effects and text. Now, this multi-level framework is basically what ensures your narrative actually stays coherent. Plus, it lets you develop this deliberate shot vocabulary right out of the gate. So for example, you might decide, hey, I'm always going to use a wide overhead shot whenever I want to imply fate or destiny. I promise you, doing that kind of advanced planning pays off massively down the line.
Moving right along to Section 2, Storyboard, mapping your shots.
Listen, because you're communicating mostly through visual cues, every single framed scene has got to be mapped out with a highly specific purpose before you even think about starting the actual expensive animation process. And to understand exactly why storyboarding is just absolutely critical, we really have to look at the Kuleshov effect. This is a classic foundational rule of narrative editing. Basically, it states that placing 2 shots right next to each other causes viewers to automatically infer a deeper relationship or meaning between them. And this brilliantly illustrates that concept in action. Think about it. If you show a shot of a completely neutral face, just staring out, and then you follow that immediately with a shot of a steaming bowl of soup, the audience naturally assumes that person is hungry. It's automatic. As the creator, your storyboard deliberately controls this cause and effect happening inside the audience's mind. You're the one pulling the strings, ensuring the story flows logically, and leveraging the pacing too. Because remember, faster cuts are going to increase excitement, while those slower, lingering cuts are going to build tension.
Okay, that brings us to Section 3, Framing and Camera Movement. Now, once your shots are mapped out, you have to decide exactly how your virtual camera is going to capture them. Composition and framing. That's how you grab the viewer's eye and literally guide it to where you want it to go. For instance, putting a character dead center in the frame, that instantly signals to the brain that they are important, or maybe that they're isolated. On the flip side, taking a wide shot with this tiny little figure swallowed up by a massive landscape, that instantly implies this extreme sense of loneliness or just a really grand scale. But remember, it's not just static framing. Your camera movement directly manipulates the viewer's perception. Picture a slow, deliberate zoom, just creeping onto a character's face. That practically screams that they're having an epiphany, or that there's some intensifying internal emotion building up. Contrast that with a quick cutaway. Think about it. If a door flies open and we deliberately don't see who just entered the room, that rapid edit instantly creates suspense just by intentionally hiding information from us. Now, what's really interesting here is that movement isn't just about the camera. It applies directly to the characters themselves. In animation, how things move tells us exactly who they are. Your villains? They're usually going to have these sharp, jagged, totally unpredictable motions. But your heroes? Their movements are smooth, flowing, confident. And that subconsciously signals their inner nature to the viewer. Plus, because it's animation, you can literally exaggerate this stuff. Characters can squash and stretch to show an extreme burst of emotion. It's so cool. All right, moving into Section 4, Setting Mood with Audio. So, visual storytelling is actually this beautiful symphony of sight and sound. We definitely lean heavily on the visuals, sure, but audio is your secret weapon for setting the mood. In animation, music acts almost like this invisible narrator of emotion. When your hero finally appears victorious, and suddenly this triumphant, swelling score hits, that music is telling the audience exactly how they're supposed to be feeling in that exact moment. It harmonizes with those visuals to just captivate you entirely.
But, and this is crucial, setting the mood isn't only about these big, loud orchestral scores. Actually, silence, or even a muffled sound, can be an incredibly powerful narrative choice. Just imagine a bomb going off in a war scene, and suddenly, all that chaotic, deafening audio just cuts out, and all you hear is this high-pitched ringing. That simple audio choice yanks us right out of the room and puts us directly into the disoriented headspace of the character. It's incredibly immersive, maybe even more so than the loud explosion would have been. Furthermore, things like dialogue, voiceovers, and even on-screen text, they step in to fill the critical narrative gaps that your visuals alone just frankly can't cover. Like, picture a gorgeous establishing shot of this ancient castle on a misty hill. A quick narrator's voiceover can step in and effortlessly explain the deep, complex history of that kingdom in a few seconds. Or think of a documentary style, where an ending title card fades in to tell you what happened to the real-life subjects years later. It provides that essential closure you just couldn't draw.
Let's move to our final segment, Section 5, Ethical and Accessible Storytelling. Let's see how all of this builds together, because visual narratives have such a profound impact on people. All that creative freedom we've been talking about, it absolutely comes with real-world responsibilities. You really have to handle your story ethically. Think of these points as your vital guardrails as a creator. First, you've got to ensure your representation avoids leaning on easy, lazy stereotypes. Second, if you're portraying real people, you must prioritize consent and truthfulness over just, selective editing for drama. Third, use content warnings for sensitive or potentially triggering material to properly prepare your viewers. And finally, guarantee accessibility. Include captions, provide audio descriptions. Getting this part right is literally just as important as mastering the visual craft itself.
So, we've covered the blueprint, the storyboarding, the camera framing, the audio, and the ethics. You now have the full framework to tame those boundless possibilities of animation. So I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. By carefully choreographing exactly what your audience sees and hears in every single moment, what unique visual language will you create for your next story?